Baltimore city leaders tout a reduction in violent crime. Some residents argue, though, the numbers don't tell the full story.
America, we just uncovered one of the most disgusting examples of political manipulation you'll ever see. While Baltimore politicians brag about having the lowest homicide rate in 50 years, a 13-year-old with 18 prior felony arrests just got caught committing more armed robberies. And get this, while wearing an ankle monitor. But here's the real scandal. Baltimore systematically downgrading violent crimes to misdemeanors, refusing to prosecute 67% of arrests, and manipulating statistics to make their failed leadership look successful. Meanwhile, residents are developing PTSD from living in their own neighborhoods, while politicians claim everything is fine.
Tonight, Baltimore police say that they've arrested a 13-year-old in connection with the spree of violent crime, targeting 3 locations in a 2-day period last month. The teen has 18 prior felony arrests and was wearing an ankle monitor when he was arrested this time.
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This is exactly what happens when politicians care more about their image than protecting the people who elected them. Baltimore is cooking the books while children terrorize the streets. Let me start with the story that perfectly illustrates Baltimore's complete breakdown in law and order. Police just arrested a 13-year-old for armed carjackings and robberies. But here's the kicker. This kid already has 18 prior felony arrests and was wearing an ankle monitor when he committed these new crimes.
According to police, this boy is no stranger to law enforcement, so young with an extensive record that includes felonies out on the streets. But tonight, he's arrested again, accused of more violent crimes.
Think about this for a second. A 13-year-old with 18 felony arrests. That means this kid has been committing serious crimes since he was probably 10, 11 years old. And Baltimore's quote-unquote justice system has been releasing him over and over again. The pattern is always the same. As one victim explained, I heard about the diversion program that they've been having with the youth. Basically, they're going in, coming out, going in, and coming out without any consequences.
I heard about like the diversion program that they've been having with youth. Basically, they're going in and coming out and going in and coming out without any consequence. And I'm like, what's the point?
What is the point indeed? This kid was caught using his ankle monitor GPS to commit crimes because he knew that there would be no real consequences. One expert put it, they have no real consequences because if you have an ankle monitor on, you don't care that you're at the GPS location of the crime because you're going to get diverted and you're going to go in and you're going to come right back out. Now, guys, here's where Baltimore's leadership really gets discussed. While a 13-year-old with 18 felony arrests terrorizes the streets, Mayor Brandon Scott is bragging about crime statistics that are completely fabricated.
We have the fewest amount of homicides through this date on record. That's 50 years, a 50-year low. Maybe we are too far gone from the broken right-wing policies of zero-tolerance policing and all the things that did not make our city safer.
Scott claims Baltimore has had the fewest amount of homicides through this date on record. That's 50 years, a 50-year low. But here's what he's not telling you. They're systematically downgrading violent crimes to make these numbers look better. They're going into police computer systems and changing violent felonies to misdemeanors. Domestic violence gets downgraded to quote-unquote disputes. Gang violence becomes neighborhood conflicts. Armed robberies get classified as simple thefts. This is a pattern of practice ordered from the top to make politicians look good.
Baltimore is the safest it's been in over 50 years. Homicides are down 28% this year alone, reaching the lowest level of any year on record.
Brandon Scott keeps repeating that Baltimore is the safest it's been in over 50 years, and homicides are down 28% this year alone. But when you have 13-year-olds with 18 felony arrests running wild with ankle monitors, how safe does that really sound? Now, here's the dirty little secret Baltimore doesn't want you to know. Prosecution rates have been declining for years. The U.S. Attorney's Office is declining cases. And when they do prosecute, it's usually plea bargain deals that reduce charges to minimal sentences. The court system is designed to reduce statistics. Judges and prosecutors are working together to lower crime rates on paper while the actual crime continues to terrorize communities.
She was coming out of the house and she goes, and what is that? So it's the drug dealers. And she goes, oh, there's no way somebody's going to buy. Scared.
Crime bad schools and high property taxes are driving people out of the area.
The real impact is clear when you talk to the residents of Baltimore. One homeowner trying to sell her house had a realtor tell her, there's no way that nobody's going to buy a house here. There's crime, bad schools, and high property taxes are driving people out of the area. But here's the most telling statistic. Baltimore has the largest police shortage in 50 years. They're short a lot of officers while claiming crime is down. How can you properly investigate crimes when you don't have enough cops?
Ben Frederick is a real estate consultant who says there are far more people attempting to leave the city than move into the city. And one of the key motivators, he says, is the city's soaring property tax.
Property values in Baltimore are now 59% less than surrounding counties. That is definitely not a sign that the city is getting safer. Here's what's really happening. Massive underreporting of crimes due to multiple factors that Baltimore's leadership refuses to acknowledge. Victims aren't reporting crimes because they've given up on police response. People are afraid of reporting crimes because it will raise their insurance premiums. Undocumented victims avoid police contact. Witnesses are afraid of retaliation in gang-controlled areas.
None of my family come down here.
In South Baltimore, it's high taxes and high crime that has some homeowners convinced they may never be able to sell.
Sometimes I'm just ready to walk away from here.
Here's what one resident had to say. None of my family come down here. In South Baltimore, it's high taxes and high crime that has homeowners convinced that they may never be able to sell their home. Sometimes I'm just ready to walk away from here. That's the real Baltimore. Residents are so afraid their own families won't visit, homeowners ready to abandon their properties, and the city is hemorrhaging population while politicians claim that everything's okay. President Trump called Baltimore's situation exactly right when he said the city is so far gone. Listen to what he had to say.
You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone.
Look at Chicago, how bad it is. Look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone. Mayor Scott's response was typical Democrat deflection. We all know this is a distraction. The president doesn't want American people to hear him answer questions about the economy.
We all know this is a distraction. The president does not want the American people to hear him answer questions about the economy or the Epstein files or that the country has lost its state in the world.
Distraction when 13-year-olds have 18 felony arrests and are committing armed robberies while wearing ankle monitors. That's not a distraction. That is a complete failure of governance. America, Baltimore perfectly illustrates how Democrat politicians manipulate crime statistics while their city collapses. They downgrade felonies to misdemeanors, refuse to prosecute arrests, and claim victory while residents flee in terror. When you have 13-year-olds with 18 prior felony arrests committing armed robberies while wearing ankle monitors, that's not a justice system. That's a revolving door that treats criminals like customers instead of threats to public safety. Real indicators tell the truth. Emergency room admissions for violence, insurance claims for property damage, business closures, and population flight. Baltimore residents developing PTSD from living in their own neighborhoods, while politicians brag about fake statistics. Trump was absolutely right. Some cities are too far gone and they need federal intervention. When local leadership completely abandons their responsibility to protect citizens, when they care more about political image than public safety, that's when the federal government needs to step in. The people of Baltimore deserve better than leaders who cook the books while children terrorize streets. They deserve prosecutors who actually prosecute, judges who actually impose real consequences, and politicians who prioritize public safety over political theater. This is what happens when you elect leaders who care more about statistics than safety, more about image than actual reality. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comments section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.